fun.
They're fun. They're urban.
It's the shoulders for me. They're fun.
If you want the tea, come get it seriously. Talk about your favorite web series. Right here on Seriously.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Seriously Podcast. I'm Mary.
I'm Brittany.
And if you guys are not familiar with us, we recap the hottest digital series out here.
Yes. And we just started recapping Bigger, which is, it's only episode 2, and it's just blowing me out of my mind. Like, everything is just so good. So, we had to get some backup today. So we have the one and only Rasheda Crockett, who plays Tracey. Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. I love you guys. I love how much you guys support the show. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We love you too, girl.
I love it. Love it.
Okay, so jumping into Bigger, you guys were able to actually work during the quarantine. So talk to us a little bit about how that went down.
Well, the production date had gotten pushed back a few months because of the panty liner. And we started shooting in September. Girl, I just feel grateful and like victorious that we were able to get through. No one got sick. There weren't any issues. And, it was a little bit of added like pressure and responsibility because nobody wants to be that girl who fork around, pop hot, and now you done shut down production for 2 weeks. Nobody wants to be that girl, right? So, and we love Atlanta. We love Georgia. I love a lot of things about it, but they were not forking with masks out there, and they were not forking with social distance, and it was still real popping. It was lit. It was lit down in Atlanta during the panty liner. Do with that as you will, because it was popping down there. So I really didn't leave the apartment much, and just trying to make responsible decisions because it was still a global panty liner happening. So we got tested every other day. So that would be 3 times a week because we shot Monday through Friday. And I felt safe. We had a really great health and safety division on set. Put your mask on, put your eye covers on. They were on it. Mm-hmm. And it was for everybody's safety, so it's cool. But yeah, I feel like really victorious that we were able to complete something like that at a time like this, because it's still happening.
It was interesting to see like how the characters are literally going through what we're going through right now, so you can even relate to them in this whole experience, which was amazing how you guys did.
Girl, it was the panic attacks for me. I was like, yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That feels about right. The blue squiggly lines. That feels about right.
Feeling that right now. Mm-hmm.
Deep breaths. Okay. Jumping out the car in traffic.
We're gonna get into that, but let's talk about Tracey a little bit. How do you feel your character has evolved from season 1 to now? I mean, I know it's still early, but what can you give us?
Without giving out too many spoilers. So we meet Aaron. Aaron is Tracey's kryptonite. He is the man who broke her heart and had her all on basketball exes. Season 1 fighting with Keisha at the reunion, season 1. And he comes back. The question comes to mind, like, why do these dudes, when these women are on a reality show, and we're talking about Tracey, Tracey's on a reality show now, and then her ex comes back like, oh, I don't want to be on the show, I just want to be with you. But you could have been with me this whole time.
Talk about it.
You kind of ask the question, like, does he want to be with Tracey because he loves her, or is he coming back for just like money and clout? So that is kind of, I think, where it is around episode 2 on Tracey's journey, because she still don't trust him, and she doesn't necessarily have a reason to, because he's back on the show with her, and the producers brought him back.
Yeah.
If you love Tracey so much, why didn't you go directly to Tracey? Why are you circumventing Tracey and going through the producers to get her back? But you don't want to be on the show. So, but I think we see Tracey be like a lot more vulnerable this season because of the romantic entanglement.
Yeah, we were curious about that because, last season we didn't see her, have a romantic interest like that. She was kind of just like
Dry as a bone. Dry as a bone.
So that should be interesting to watch. What else are you like most excited for the audience to like learn about Tracey this season?
I really want people to see how like human and soft and fragile she is. I think because Tracey's real loud, people think she don't hurt and she don't bleed and she just says whatever she wants to say because she's super strong and she don't care what nobody think. No, like she gets her feelings hurt a lot. Like she gets her heart broken a lot. Like she feels every time she plays herself on this show, she feels it. Like she feels dumb. And she has her friends to come and pick her up, but this is a real life journey that I feel like, if enough of us are being honest, we go through, listening to other people, being deceived by, people you trusted, and sometimes work relationships, and, people monopolizing and commodifying off of your pain, and just the voyeuristic aspect of social media and reality television. Like people just want to see you struggle. You know what I mean? And it happens with Tracey, and she just wants to be happy, and she just wants to be in love, and she wants to feel like she can trust people. But when it all comes down to it, she can trust her friends and she can trust herself.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the recap now. Season 2, episode 2. You feel better? I feel better.
That's funny.
Nobody's feeling better.
No one feels better. No one feels. I mean, they're lines from they're lines from the show, but they're all like, okay, well, some of them are good.
Right.
Well, all of the titles are good, but that one in particular, that's a bold-faced lie.
Okay, so the episode starts out, we have Lane. She's at work. She's stressing out because, she has this big Billie Eilish gig, and the stylist wants to see some looks, and she has nothing. Liberty's no help. Like, they're looking for 70s. She's bringing out 80s. Like, girl, what did I hire you for? What's going on?
They don't know what they're looking for. Liberty was just doing her best. Poor Liv. Shout out to Angela Cole. She is hilarious and just truly a gem to work with. I hope we see more of her on our TV screen.
She's always
I love the mask that she always has. She has like a different one that's like so out of this world. It's like, girl, we know we're in a panini right now, but you're doing a lot with these masks.
Her mask game was heavy.
Yeah.
Proper. Mask game proper.
Okay. So, Lane she's like, all right, fine, I'll go help you out in the back. So they leave all the customers out front.
She's sure
no one watching.
No security.
No security. They go.
Y'all never did that before. I worked customer service before. I've done that.
Of course. But I feel like there's always somebody on the floor.
Absolutely. And we could do this meeting at the end of the day, like when the customers are gone. Like, why are you trying to do this now? The whole floor is full. Like, you have a whole line of customers. This is not the time to have a meeting.
I love the specifics of these recaps. Okay. First of all,
because me as a customer, I'm leaving. Like, you don't want to help me? You don't want my money? I'm gone.
Yeah. Me and these earrings. No, don't steal. That's not.
No, I'm not stealing, but definitely, like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. So then we move on to Vince, who's with his lady, Shoshana.
I said it. Episode 1, I said they got something going on. There's some sugar mama situation.
She called it. She was like, he met her at a bar mitzvah that he was partying. And
girl, you got vision.
Yes, that's what Raven. I knew it.
You got vision. Yep. So that was actually, so when I found out, because we shoot in 2 episode blocks. So we shot episode 1 and episode 2 simultaneously. And we had the opportunity to work with Tori Spelling early, who, by the way, is hilarious. Yes. And just like Hollywood royalty. Yes. So when we found out that, okay, Vince has a love interest this season, good. Oh, and it's Tori Spelling? Great. Okay. So well, the first thing we shot with her was the scene where we were at the hospital picking Lane up from her panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
And the car that she was driving kind of just shut off at one point. And it just started rolling like in neutral. It was like, oh, Tori done broke the whip. It was one of them big old, like one of them nice expensive cars. She was like, I didn't break it.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Like, she's just funny in real life. I didn't break it. I promise I didn't break it.
Yeah, we were so excited to see her because we're like 90210 fans. So we was like, yes, Tori Spelling.
Yes.
Love it.
So Shauna is his whole sugar mama, but she low-key trying to be his girlfriend, and he's like, whoa, pump your brakes.
Right.
No.
Be his
Stay in your lane, honey.
I mean, look, not that any of us should be out here trying to be somebody's sugar mama, but if we're sleeping together and I'm taking care of everything, you better have a nice name for me. I mean,
at least
you better call me something nice. You better talk real nice. Like,
to be nice.
Yes.
I know, but he's kind of like want to keep everything on the low, like on the wraps. He don't even really want her to meet the crew officially, and it's like,
I know.
What are you hiding? What's going on?
I assumed that he was her little boy toy. I'm like, oh, she's married probably. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but it seems like she was single and she just wants, her little boyfriend.
Yeah.
It was a lot cleaner of a situation than I initially thought it would be too. Because I assumed that initially too. Like, oh, okay, so he's either like he's living in sin. Whatever this is, it's sinful. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like an affair and he's breaking up a happy home, which I'm happy to see that that's happening.
Even though we love the drama, we're glad it's not that route.
I'm glad the morality stayed there. Yes.
Sometimes we got morals.
But she really just takes care of this grown ass man. Like, she's like, you can stay here. My son left his little game that you can play. I'm like, oh no, honey. But he was just like, thanks. Like she's like his mom.
Yes. I mean, even so, further on in the season, there's a wedding scene. And we're at the dinner table at the wedding, and Sho is sitting with us, and we're like, all right, girl, what's the tea? Like, how are white women getting these black men and keeping them? And she's like, I just support him in his dreams. And I pay all his bills.
Ooh, you win. You have it.
I'm not paying all no man's bills. I'm not paying half no man's bills. And frankly, if we got bills together, I don't want to pay those either. So, like, how do you do that? How do you do that?
I don't want to deal with bills. And I totally understand.
I got my own bills.
Come on.
And Vince is different. Like most men wouldn't take that. Like, no, I'm gonna be the man of the house. I'm gonna take care of myself. Vince is living it up. He said, I'll take
I think a lot of guys, if presented with that kind of, I can't say I think a lot. I wonder how many guys, if presented with that situation, because not all these dudes have that option.
That's true.
If presented with a situation like Vince's, would they do it? Dion wasn't with the shit.
No.
But at all.
Listen, if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't know if I'll be saying no to a man just paying my bills.
If he was as nice as Shoshana was.
Right.
Yeah.
She's so nice. She wasn't beating him.
No.
No. She was just white. Like, she wasn't.
No violence at all.
Yeah, she wasn't talking down to him. She wasn't abusive. She was just a white woman who called him boy, but she didn't mean nothing by it.
Right. Nice lady. Nice
lady.
So they go to brunch, and the brunch is giving nightclub vibes, but
I thought it was a nightclub. I had to watch it over. I'm like, they're not at a club?
I said, what time is it?
Have you been to Atlanta?
I haven't.
I have, but I haven't been to a brunch in Atlanta. But we have a brunches here in New York that get lit like that too.
Middle of the
dark
day.
like that. I was just like, they're in the club.
Middle of the day in the center of a panty liner.
That's too much for me. That's a little not right now.
I didn't know the time until Veronica was like, do these kids know it's 11 a.m.? I was like, is it?
It is? It's so funny because in the middle of the pandemic, Atlanta brunches was still that popping. I was getting invitations to brunches, and I'm like, guys, I'm shooting a show. I can't afford to go be at an active brunch situation, and I got to go to work and get tested for COVID 3 times a week. It's just irresponsible.
It's not safe.
Atlanta never shut down.
They
Never.
never did. I don't think they were in the community like us.
It comes to a point where they're kind of just like looking around like, is this the life we were living before the pandemic? Like, what is this? Like, it's been like so long since, they've been outside. It's kind of like, this is what we like. But Tracey, she's living her best life. She's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Get into it. Lane was in the hospital last night, so we need to be having fun. Like, we are not old. Like, let's turn up.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's I being Tracey. Yes, that's how you stay out the hospital when you're laughing and you're having fun. Laughter is the best medicine. So let's go out, let's eat. Meanwhile, I just can't get over how lit stuff was.
I know.
And like in other cities, stuff is closed. You can only eat outside.
Yeah.
And then you go to Atlanta brunches and we have sparklers. So.
What? They switch locations, and this guy walks in and he's fine. He was a fine brother. He was cute. I said, hello, sir.
That's because we haven't seen anybody.
We haven't seen nobody.
Oh, nothing, Jesus. Okay.
And Veronica's usually the one that's kind of like on it. Like she sees something, I want it, I got it. And everybody's looking like this is your time. And she's not interested at all.
And the response was too on the nose. What does that even mean? We're talking about a fine man.
Right.
He sees her too, and he ends up giving her, telling the waiter to give her his number. Mm-hmm. Which was like a cute little move. Have that ever happened to y'all when y'all out and a guy sends over a drink or his number?
No, I thought that was only happening in movies and TV. I'm like, people do that.
Okay. I've had guys buy me drinks.
Right.
Girl, I can't even remember the last time someone didn't slide in my DMs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really even know how else people are like meeting people.
That's what I'm saying. Where do people meet these days?
How do people meet people? It's at the lit brunches in Atlanta, guys. We're missing out.
Go to Atlanta.
See, we're missing out. You know what? I wonder if like shows like Bigger and shows like Insecure and shows that are kind of like in tune with the zeitgeist are actually setting the trend for how these things are going to happen. Maybe guys are going to, start coming correct and buying women bottles of champagne with their number attached.
I would love that.
I love that.
Same. I would feel like a Foxy Brown song.
Yeah.
He said a bottle of Brown Royale with a note attached.
Right?
He said you look like the type that know what you like. Yes.
Brings up Shoshana, and nobody wants to meet her in person. They're not interested.
The girls don't want to meet her. Yeah. They're like, we're good.
We're all set.
We saw her yesterday, actually. We're okay.
We met her. What do you mean? You want us to meet her? We met her.
That's it. You don't need to know her. She don't need to become part of the crew. What's up? Mm-hmm. They're not interested.
No new friends.
How do you ladies feel about that? Is it unfair to not want to get to know your friend's white girlfriend who is financing his life?
Not at all.
No, I feel like they should be more open. Like, he's happy. I mean, they may be not accepting of his lifestyle choices, but I don't know.
It's like, where is this going? Like, what do you want to see come up out of this? Are y'all getting married?
What's the point?
Is she gonna raise your babies? Like, what's happening?
Like, is this just a fling? Like, do we really need to meet her?
I don't want to get involved.
With my guy friends, if you bring me around your little fling, I'll be nice to her and I'll be kind and I'll be respectful out of respect for you. But it's different than like if my homegirls bring around like some dude they just talking to.
Right.
Like, Now, if you bring me around your girlfriend for 6 years, okay, she's family. Come on, bring her around.
Mm-hmm.
But like, my homegirls are like, oh yeah, I just met this dude. We all going out. Oh, then we all going out. Come on, let's go have a good time.
Only person that's down is Dion, and it's only because Vince said Shoshana's paying, and he's like, I'll be there for the food and drinks. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dion ain't got nothing else to do, so we taking Dion, right?
He ain't got no money. He ain't got no job. I'll be there.
Mm-hmm. And Vince pretty much tells Lane, like, he really wants her to come because, he's related to her. And he's like, you should come out. You need to relax before you end up in the hospital again. And she's like, I'm better. Like, what are you talking about? I'm completely fine.
Yeah.
And nobody believes that. They're like, girl, what? Do you know what the definition of fine is?
Yeah, like she's struggling. I think it's very relatable that in this season, a lot of people are struggling with anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's unprecedented for our generation to have been quarantined for this amount of time. It kind of happened out of nowhere. And even if you aren't thinking about it, the body keeps count. So I really do think and I appreciate the writers for including this anxiety storyline through the pandemic with, using Lane as a vehicle for that. I thought it was really brilliant, and I thought it was really responsibly depicted.
At this point, they all blame Dion. They're like, you're the reason why our girl is like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm chilling. I don't know what's going on. What are you talking about? And I love how everyone immediately went to the private group chat. Like, everybody's talking about each other in a little private chat. Like, the girls.
Right? We're not having this discussion no more.
Are you stressing my homegirl? Ain't nobody stressing nobody. You stressing my cousin? Leave me alone. Let's go to and Dion.
Yes, but obviously Dion is a big stressor in her life. Veronica said that her celibacy actually was adding to her stress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Tracey's like, how about we do it together? So they form a celibacy pact, which isn't hard for Tracey because she don't have many suspects. So. It's easy.
Wow.
Guys, okay, how does it come off to the audience? Does it come off that Tracey is highly focused and she's just about her business, or she's highly selective, or she just what do you guys think?
For me personally, I thought that she was just all about her business. Like, that's literally what I have in my notes here. I'm like, I want to see her, I want to see her in a relationship, because I feel like at this point she kind of found herself. She has her business going on. She's on a show now. She's making money. So I would want to see her, explore love and relationship.
Sure. And I'm actually surprised that she doesn't have some guys calling her or talks about it, because she does not, she's not scared of letting people know, hi, Tracey, basketball exes. She likes the attention. So I'm surprised she don't have a couple of guys oh, that's just so and so taking me out, anything like that. But she is about her business.
Yeah, I think that it is that she's mostly about her business. Even when I read the scripts, I'm like, oh, the only man she has ever talked about is Aaron.
That's it, yeah. Right.
So when she came back, I was like, oh, okay. Makes sense.
So we see Tracey, she's on set. She's filming this scene where she sort of confronts another cast member about, talking about her on social media. And then is Carly playing herself, or is she playing someone else?
Carly is playing another character, but another reality star on the show Basketball Exes, the reality show that doesn't exist. Your favorite reality show that doesn't exist. Basketball Exes is hilarious. God, I love this show.
It's so perfect.
It's the show within the show for me. But yeah.
Love it.
So Renee tries to be shady, and we've seen already that Tracey, she likes to just take the high road and be the bigger person, but production definitely wants her to just be this ratchet person. So Renee ends up going in about something that's really personal to Tracey, and Tracey ends up throwing water in her face. And production's like, cut, that was perfect, that's exactly what we want. Do that next time, every single time, do that.
Right.
Reality show love a drink in the face. Love it.
Funny. Okay, first of all, Carly is a rider. So the first take of that, there was lemon in the water. we was like, okay, so can we get a glass of water with no lemon so we don't burn out Miss Carly's eyeballs? Thank you. Yo, Carly is great. I first of all, and I'm gonna just say this: reality TV is kind of like a guilty pleasure for me. Mm-hmm. Every season on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I root for Carly because say what you will. Even if she's messy on the show, Carly Red be telling the truth. That's how I felt from the beginning. So Tracey is always taking the high road unless you talk about Aaron. Have y'all noticed that?
That's true. That
is true.
The moment it comes down to Aaron, Tracey be ready to fight.
Yes.
Right. And production know this.
She did fight last season.
Be ready to fight and did. Last season had the whole squad fight and they went to jail.
Tracey fixed up the house for Aaron to just move in a new girl. Like, ow, that hurt. I'm hurt.
Don't tell my business, first of all.
Don't tell my business, first of all. Yes. Yes, Carrie.
I hate you.
That is hella shady.
Yeah, not everybody know I'm stupid.
Well, we on a reality show, but don't tell my reality. What are you doing?
Oh, I mean, the thought of that, of you like decorating a whole house, that had to have taken Tracey
months.
She built a home.
Oh, she built a home.
A home for this woman.
I'm fooling with y'all. Okay, yes. She built a home.
Tracey is pissed off. Like, I'm out.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
She ends up having a meeting with the producer, and she just gives him all her demands. Like, don't try that no more. Like, that's not what I came back for. Like, I'm not with the whole blindsiding thing. Like, that does not work for me. Right. He's like, yeah, sure. Tell me how this will work for you.
Right, because she's the shit.
How would it personally work for you?
Right. Right, because you're just the shit. We just gonna do what you tell us to do.
Right. Yeah.
We work for you. So let us know, like, how this works.
One idea was rock climbing and displaying her frozen food deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Keeping it lighthearted, keeping it fun, family fun. And I already knew something was about to go down because it was just too easy. Like, as soon as she gets down from rock climbing, they brought out their secret weapon, which was Aaron. Just randomly, hey, how you doing? What?
Hey, how you doing? What are you doing here?
Where have you been?
That's so weird for you to just show up at me rock climbing. That's odd.
That's why I can't deal with these reality TV shows. It's like so random. Like, how did you know I was here? Like, what?
How did you know?
And she throws up, and there we go.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how nasty was that throw up for y'all? Like, when y'all saw it?
Gross. It was gross.
It was a smooth 10. It was a smooth 10. I didn't want to see that. But it was real.
It is my personal opinion that you never have to show throw up on TV.
Don't got to do it.
Because if we hear it,
we know.
We see the pre,
we know.
I don't think you ever have to show it.
We have Veronica. She's building her dream home. Last season we saw that was her idea. So now we're really coming to fruition. Like, it's really happening. And I love that for her. I loved it. So, and she's feeling judged by the construction worker, which he just asking his formal questions. These are regular questions. I'm just doing my job.
That's all.
That's it. That's all I'm here to do. Because he asked her about his and her sinks, and she went off like, why can't it just be her saying what is going on? I don't need a man. But I'm like,
you work in real estate. You know that's what they're called. They're called his and her sinks.
That's it.
It wasn't a personal attack.
It wasn't. But because I think deep down she's not okay that there isn't a him in her life. So she took that real personal.
So then later on we see Veronica, she's at home. She gets a message from her ex from college, Ken. Ooh. And she's checking out his page. He's an accomplished fellow. Okay. And he moved back to Atlanta. So she got to thinking, like, he's here. So
how does it feel?
How does it feel?
Y'all fantasizing and whatnot.
Yes, with the D'Angelo, I was weak. I was so weak.
I'm like, why does she keep opening and closing her laptop? Like, girl, you're fantasizing that. Like, the page is actually his like work page. So it's like, you can look at that.
You're gonna see it open or close, girl. It's in your mind.
It was too triggering. She was triggering.
It was triggering. Because all these old feelings came coming back, and she was tempted because he wants to catch up.
Yeah,
But
I love that
21.
like new line. Everybody getting that old thing back. All of
yes,
these dudes are coming back.
that's so true.
That
Yes.
is right.
Every time when you're doing your own
Think
thing,
about that.
old thing back. And when you're living your life and happy, that's when the old ones always want to come knocking.
It is my personal opinion that every time a guy from my past comes back, he comes back with one intention: to distract me.
Oh yeah.
Like every single time that a man from my past has come back, it has not worked out and it has only been a distraction. And there's so many new guys out there. Like,
Where?
Sometimes it's exhausting.
Where?
meeting people.
they're out there, right?
I
They're
don't
so
want to answer
everywhere.
what's your favorite color. I don't want to answer that anymore.
It's the journey of getting to know someone new that's exhausting. If you're
As
not,
an adult, for sure.
yeah, dating has its lumps and its bumps.
Yes.
Girl,
It's a whole nother discussion.
truly.
But Veronica, she ends up calling the dude from the brunch, and they getting it in, they having sex, but she's bored. She's just like, she's there, but she's not there until she starts, imagining that the guy is actually Ken, and that's when she really get into it, and she starts getting hers, and I'm like, go girl, ride that cowboy.
You annoying. I mean, I guess you just didn't want to go down that rabbit hole messing around with Ken because he
broke her heart
back in college. Yeah.
And he's the only one that got to her heart. So
I get it. I get it. Like I said, I mean, when guys from the past come back, I assume they're coming back to distract me. Like and particularly if you guys have a history and they didn't do right. And like Aaron, right? If they didn't do right in the past, what is to make me think that this is going to be anything different unless I consistently see something different? And then it's like, do you even want to give them the opportunity to show you that?
Yeah. But I definitely don't think anything's going to happen with her and Brunch Boy. It's just something to do.
Brunch Boy? Is that what you called him?
Brunch Boy. We got a name?
No.
But Brian. I'll take it back.
Brian, girl, listen to me.
She said no.
Then we see Dion, he calls his mom and a man picks up and it got him shook like, whose phone is this? What's going on? And the mom does not even have time to him. Like, we're grilling, we're having fun. Who are you? What? So, who's we? He has questions. So he meets up with Vince and he's kind of venting to him. And like, Vince is kind of like, you need to be happy that your mom's dating. You need to be out here dating.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, Vince just want everybody to be happy and outside. Like, that's it.
He's happy and outside.
Yes. Like, get like me.
Get like me. I mean, I love Miss Connie. So Miss Connie is played by an actress named Miss Charmin Neal.
Yeah, she was my girlfriend.
So,
right?
Yes, she played Maya's mom and girlfriend.
Yes,
Maya's mom.
And she's an incredible actress.
Yes.
Highly respected, a joy to work with, and very easy to learn from. So yeah, I love working with Miss Charmin, and I call her Miss Charmin not because for no other reason, just to put some respect on her name.
Yes,
because she's the bomb. Love her whole season. Miss Connie getting her loins lit.
Okay.
I love it.
He's like, me? What do you mean?
But I think it's just weird for him because he's always been the man of the house. It's always been him. So it's like, who are you? Where you coming?
Then it's like, what do you need a man for? I'm here.
Right here.
Do I have to tell you, son, what I need a man for?
Right.
Son,
No.
I don't want to have to tell you. Just be happy you're here.
That's it. Vince and Dion meet up with Shoshana and she brings a friend. Okay?
You ain't saying nothing about a double date.
So I guess in Dion's mind, it was just gonna be the three of them.
Yeah, he said at brunch he was like, I don't want third wheel in it.
Cute. Okay, that's not awkward. Like in my mind, I'm like, so it's gonna be me, you, your woman, and your woman's gonna pay for the three of us.
Right.
Okay.
That's what Dion thought.
That's what he thought. But no, it came with a price.
It came with a price.
Shoshana told her friend, like, I got myself a little black boy. He got a friend for you.
Mm-hmm.
She was hype.
They're so fun.
They're fun. They're urban.
It's the shoulders for me. They're fun. Oh my gosh. My favorite part of that scene was when Tori Spelling was feeding Tristan at the end of the scene.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, this just got weird. It just got weird.
Eating it up. He loves it. He loved it.
Yes.
And Dion's date wants to know his ancestry, like, where are you from? What's going on? Like,
It was weird.
He was weird. Like, it's a fetish almost.
It was. She just wanted the black peen. That's all she was looking for. She like, "You want my 23andMe?" And she's like, "Do you have it?" And it's like, what? Who's walking around with that?
It's fetishy. I think that was the intention to kind of show that sometimes it really does give. Oh, this is a young buck to come, set the plumbing right. That came out, but yeah, you know what I mean,
right. Right.
But she was offering a free trip to Mexico.
She was,
and he was playing. Like, if you don't let this lady pay for your stuff, you're broke.
You don't have no money.
So
morals and money. Come on,
integrity. Dion stood on his integrity.
He did,
and he was like, you know what? If my mama, I can't bring this lady home to my mom's.
Oh,
that was never the intention. That was never on the cards. Like, no.
But I don't know, the way Shoshana has been kind of infiltrating Vince's life, you never know where they gonna pop up. So
that's them. You should definitely set some ground rules. Like, listen, it's never gonna get past whatever this is. Like,
right. Boundaries early. Yes, boundaries. She was just really aggressive. I think too, like, sometimes it's like, oh, you think he likes it because he's a guy.
Right.
She was really aggressive. It was a bit much.
It was too much for me.
Like, you just met him and you go and doing all this. Calm down.
Calm down.
Dion thought that it was just going to be the three of them. Was he really going to just watch Shoshana feeding Vince the entire time? Like, he probably would have been weirded out by that too.
That's my point. Like, at least she brought a friend. You guys could have hit it off,
right?
Because he was paying no mind to them.
Right. It just so happened that you didn't hit it off, but you could have.
Yeah, she was looking out for you.
I mean, if you've gone out with your friend and a guy, wouldn't you want him to bring a friend? Or no?
If he's pre-approved, I need to see a photo first.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you need him vetted.
I need a vet. Yeah.
So then we have Lane. She's trying to find different ways to like de-stress. She's trying to find free ways to de-stress. Yeah. And nothing is working for her. She created this list of things that she needs to do to kind of relax herself. And one of them was to make amends. So she ends up at Dion's place and she tells him, like, you're a huge stressor for me. And he is confusion. He's like, how? What have I done? I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
What's happening?
And I'm like, I'm with you on that one because she has not explained anything to him. So he's just like, you're acting weird. Like,
right.
It's not mathing. The math is not mathing here.
Because as she's talking to him, all she can do is think about that woman she saw him with. And it's like taking her for a loop. Like, she can't think about it. But she just needs to tell him, like, I saw you with that girl. And I'm not happy about it. Like, talk about it. He doesn't even know.
He has no idea.
Yeah, we be in our heads. We're human. We be in our heads sometimes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And she's like, "You good? I'm good. All right, I'm gonna go." And he's like, "What the hell?"
He's so confused.
Like, you haven't even started a conversation yet, and you're already like, "Okay, you're great. Yeah, I'm gonna go now." How,
sis? You're not good, sis.
You're not good.
You're not good. Oh, my poor baby.
I know.
My poor baby.
So then she starts driving, and I'm like, oh no, she's gonna get into a car accident because she is stressed upon stress upon stress. Like, we can't have this.
No.
That freaked me out. I mean, even when I read it in the script, when you read that a main character starts bugging out and then they jump into the street, you just never know how that's gonna go.
Right.
And we're on episode 2. Like, we cannot have her in a
He's
car
got here.
Right, girl, get back in the car. If anyone out there is listening and you've experienced a panic attack and you are claustrophobic and and you just need to be careful. Jesus, it was a really terrifying thing for me.
Yeah, she has to pull over, and Tracey ends up calling her. She got her own thing going on. She's going off about Aaron, and she can't handle all of this. Like, Lane cannot handle your problems and her problems. She can't multitask.
Yes, it's too much.
She ends up getting out the car, and she just needs like some air. The AC in the car is not enough for her. She needs fresh air. So she gets out of the car.
With all this traffic.
Traffic.
Be careful. I was nervous for my friend Lane.
Same. I mean, it was a well-written scene. And
it was.
When I watched it, I was like, oh man, this is so relatable. It's just so relatable, especially in a time like this. There are, when the pandemic first started, there wasn't a lot of traffic, and I know that there are some people who sort of deal with like driving anxiety.
Yeah,
I have a girlfriend who has that. So it's like coming back out and reacclimating to the traffic and all of that thing. So yeah, it's relatable. It's really, it happened.
And it's very lame because she already, like, she doesn't really take care of herself. Like, she's not that careful.
She's like in denial too. Like,
she is very much so in denial.
And she's not okay at all. Like, Tracey's on the phone. Then she also got Liberty blowing up her line because the stylist is there for this big opportunity and she's missing it. And it's just too much going on.
That, I'm telling you, every time you just say it, I'm like, it's just, and that's how it be. Like, that's how it is. When it rains, it pours. Everything sort of like pours down at you at once, and it's someone else is telling you something going on with them, and you're getting new information about how things are like collapsing around you. And then like another goal or aspiration you had seems to like be snatched from your grasp. It's so human.
Yeah.
So human. So that's one thing particularly about the show, but even that also is prevalent in this episode. Like, it's just human stuff. Black human stuff, Black millennial human stuff.
Yes, it is.
And then even her paper ends up flying out the car, and I'm like, I know she ain't take a picture of it, so that's what
that was out the window. That was literally out the window. Going with the wind, yes, out the window.
Now she don't know what she needs to work on no more.
She don't know. She has no plan now.
It wasn't working anyway. Therapy says.
Next time, write it in the cloud. Come on.
Go on.
So that's how episode 2 ends. So let's jump into our question, comments, concerns, aka the writers' room.
I want to thank Rasheda Crockett for joining us, and thank you guys so much for watching. To hear the full episode, check out our podcast on all podcast platforms. Be sure to follow us on social media at Seriously Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we upload. All right, bye guys.